Welcome to Indie Rising. We're at the launch party for Point Society, and we're with actress Naomi Grossman. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And I hear you came all the way from LA to Manchester, New Hampshire to be here.
Yeah.
So what is your impression of New Hampshire so far?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of expected like fall leaves and like white people with like jugs of maple syrup. And yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
No, probably not because we're in the springtime, but it is May. I can see why you would get that impression, but you might be able to get some maple syrup right while you're still here.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your background. Are you from LA originally, or?
No, I'm originally from Denver, actually.
You are? Okay, so Denver. And how did you end up in LA? Obviously, you're an actress. So when did you move to LA?
Oh, a million years ago.
Okay. So our audience, if you want to know who Naomi is, you might recognize her from American Horror Story. Now, that's quite impressive, actually. So tell me about that whole journey.
Oh, how much time?
Maybe not the whole thing, but I guess maybe how you came about that and that whole experience.
It happened to me. I just got an audition and went and got the role. What I didn't know was that it was going to turn into a multi-season sort of, take over my life. People from New Hampshire calling me out of the blue, come to our gala. So, yeah.
So it sounds like it pretty much probably changed the path of your career.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as you obviously probably started off just like every other actress, myself included, in the independent scene.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely sort of paved my own way. I've met a lot of independent film and producers here, and I was one of them. I used to write and produce a lot of my own material on YouTube, and I've got some one-woman shows I've taken all over the world, and yeah, so.
Well, the reason why I asked is because our shows, we feature independent artists from New England, either New England-based or, they've made it and they're not in New England anymore, but we really try to, highlight the independent spirit. So so do you have the opportunity to still be involved in independent projects?
Yes, I'm enjoying not producing my own work for once and having other people produce for me, which I really enjoy. That was my goal. But sure, I just did a low budget movie called The Chair, horror film, and I'll be doing another low budget movie called Zombie Ted this summer.
Wow.
I'm in the horror, horror genre. But hey, horror fans are like no other, and
definitely, I know there are real diehard actually horror fans in New Hampshire. Believe it or not, there's a lot of independent horror films being made around here in Boston, of course, as well. So, so would you say that is horror your favorite?
It seems to. I'm its favorite. No, it's definitely taken to me, and I love it. I just like good work, and I like. Good writing and complex characters, and comedy is probably my genre of choice. But like I said, comedy hasn't taken to me the way horror has, so.
You got to go where you get the funds, right? Well, I'm sure that our fans are going to be really excited to have you on our show, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come here. I hope you get some maple syrup, too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Where are the white people?
We're with Zoe West, actress and model. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So tell me about your role in Point Society.
I play the character Dahlia, who is the head of one of the many reigning families that exist in the show. They're sort of the sex goddesses, pretty much. And my character
sounds pretty racy.
It's a little racy. Yeah, she's kind of a badass. She's very she's very a strong character. So she sort of sets the stage in the beginning of the series as to what's going on with the feuding families, and she's telling them to cut it out. So.
Wow, so she's a strong character, and you badass, you say, which is totally not what I would get an impression from you. So you must have really had to take on the character and put on somebody different.
Yeah, it was, and actually the funny thing about this part was John, one of the directors, had contacted me the night before. I had no idea that this show existed or didn't know anything about it, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I have a part that I think you would be really good for." And so we sort of made arrangements, and it was pretty much a cold reading. I mean, I came up the next day from, I'm based in Kingston, New York, so I came up and we did the whole scene that day. So
wow, so you really had to just throw yourself in the character and not think about it. So
yeah.
So you also are a model, and I hear that you do some traveling. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a full-time freelance model. I don't work with an agency. I work alone, and I just actually got back from a month-long trip from New Zealand and Australia, and I was working with a bunch of photographers out there. And I'm also about to, next week, go on a 2-month cross-country tour of the States. It's my Model Citizen Tour, so...
That sounds really exciting. So you've been international, so you can call yourself an international model as well. And the acting is something you're just getting into?
No, I've been in theater and also some TV stuff, but since I was 14. So I've been acting for a very long time. That actually comes first. But right now it's sort of on the side while I do this modeling tour, but it's still a very big part of my life. So.
Okay, and what are you most excited about seeing tonight?
Well, I'm excited about seeing the whole episode. I haven't actually seen it yet. I only saw various little clips here and there, and from checking out the viewfinder on the back of the camera when we were filming. So I'm stoked about the whole thing.
I am too. I'm really stoked to. I've heard so many good things about it. It sounds like really unique and interesting. So I look forward to seeing your performance as well. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
We're with Matt Newton. He's the director of the New Hampshire Film Office. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Christine. Nice to see you again.
So tell me, what's going on in New Hampshire? A lot of film stuff going on?
Well, we're here tonight at the Point Society Gala, and it's really an interesting kickoff event. You know, I've just learned about the project myself, and it's really interesting to hear about another independent project being shot right here in New Hampshire and doing this kickoff in Manchester, and it's a nice little hub for independent film now. So I'm really excited about this. I want to hear more about this project.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of creating a buzz of a little bit of a mystery. I know that when I heard about it, I was like, what is this? And, reading about it, it's kind of hard to figure out. So I think, tonight we might find out more. So
it's been a bit of a puzzle, and I'm looking forward to finding out more. Yeah,
I am too. And we have some great guests, not only Matt, but we have some VIP guests with us tonight. So have you seen any of them tonight?
I've been pointed out along the way, but I'm looking forward to meeting them as the night goes on. But it's just going to be a really neat kind of an evening, and we need more of this. We need more of these kind of events here in New Hampshire. So I'm really excited that this is happening, and hopefully this will be a precedent to more to come.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think New Hampshire is an excellent place for filmmakers to come and to film and to play and all the other stuff. So what would you say is maybe one of the challenges for an independent artist in New Hampshire?
I think right now, for an independent artist, a lot of it is funding. There's a lot of talk right now about tax credits, where to film and get the biggest bang for your buck. Unfortunately, New Hampshire, we don't have those tax credits here. So what we try to do is find other ways that we can help independent filmmakers, whether it's making referrals to crew or opening a few doors with towns and police departments, and just trying to do whatever we can to make that process run a little bit smoother.
And what would you say would be a unique thing about filming in New Hampshire?
I love the creative atmosphere here. If there's anything I really adore about New Hampshire is how people work together people come to New Hampshire because they understand that this is a place where you can be creative and you can inspire other people to be creative. And what I'm seeing are pockets of these independent films cropping up, and the crews just love doing this stuff here. And when it's time to wrap up, it's kind of this, we became a family kind of thing. And I don't think it's just New Hampshire, but all around New England. That's why I think New England's really special right now.
I completely agree, because I've had the same experience being on projects myself, where you just have this, intimacy that you probably wouldn't have on a bigger, area. So, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Matt. And can you give us your website so people can look you up?
Sure. You can find us. The film office is at nh.gov/film.
Great. Thank you so much. We're here with directors of Point Society, Alex Zinzopoulos and Jack Schuyler. Did I get that right?
You did.
Oh my gosh, it's a miracle. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. We're having fun. We're having fun.
So you guys co-directed this project, I understand, and also you were writers as well. And so how do you know Beth?
I actually met Beth because I run a casting website, actors, filmmakers, and job postings. She put the post up on my website, and I immediately contacted her about the job posting because I thought it was a very interesting thing to do. She was looking for a director and a co-writer, and I messaged her, and basically she said everyone else that she had talked to told her the script had to be done a way she didn't want it to be done. And I said, we'll make it your way. And she was immediately said, okay, this is great. Because I realized she had a vision that she wanted to execute. She wanted somebody with a technical skill to execute it for her.
Okay, that's really, that is a very unique thing to find someone that will collaborate with you on your terms, right? So, Alex, how did you know or meet up with Beth?
Same thing. Jack and I have worked together for 5 years, and we basically do everything together. So he brought me on, and and we got it going.
That's great. And Alex, you're based out of LA?
Yes, I live in Los Angeles.
Okay, and Jack, where are you based out of?
New York.
Okay. So you said you have a website. What's the website?
All right, so we have a couple. The website which I met her on was Actors, Filmmakers, and Job Postings. It's just a posting board, basically. Yep. And our website, Dear Schuyler Productions, is more of a general website for our production company with all the various productions we do, everything from reality TV, feature films, TV series, and some music videos.
So how was it working with Beth? What kind of experience was it for you guys?
It was interesting. She's a first-time producer, so there's always their pitfalls. But I do have to say, of all the producers I've worked with first time, she did it right. And that's one of the hardest things to do is, get it right.
And how about for you? How was your experience?
She knows how to do things in general. She can put together a party, she can put together an event, and if you apply that same thinking to anything you're doing, you can make something work. And she treats, as she said, she treats people well. No matter how many times you screw up in any little way, if you treat people well, you feed them well, you appreciate them, they will work for you.
Definitely, I agree with you. And from what I read from this project, it seems so unique. I'm curious to see what it's about. So what would you say would probably be the most unique thing about this project?
It hasn't been done before. I mean, you're talking an app that's turning into a web series, and it's cutting edge, and that's the big thing I think that people need nowadays.
It's also different. You don't see a lot of productions with a storyline similar to this. And so it's a ballsy way to create her own release in saying, I'm not asking for approval from some other distribution company. I'm creating my own release. And doing it in a way that people will notice. They'll be like, what the fuck? This is a way to release a film?
Well, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen tonight and see what Point Society is all about. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you. It was awesome talking to you. It was great meeting you, by the way.
Definitely. Thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
We're here with co-director John Russell Kring with the project Point Society at the launch party in Manchester, New Hampshire. Really excited, so thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for coming and eating all the free food.
Absolutely. Why do you think I'm here? It's all about the food. Yeah. So one thing that I haven't asked other people I interviewed in this spot, but you might be able to tell me, what is this guy about here? Not that guy.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that what's interesting about Point Society is that along with the actual sort of the physics of the organizations and sort of the back and forth and the conspiracy and that type of thing. There's also a certain sort of a fetish quality to there's a sexual element, there's a domination element, and I believe this guy right here sort of falls under the category of whether it be a god or a symbol for something that some of the members of the society tend to subscribe to.
Okay, so he could possibly like a mascot for the.
He could be a mascot, but he's a mascot that will spank your ass.
Oh, I better like step away a little bit.
No, I think you're stepping closer. I've heard things about you.
So tell me, what is your co-director in this film, and you work along with Jack and Alex. So tell me, how has that been to co-direct with two other people?
It was the first time I had co-directed on a project, and I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work. To me, one of the things that you really have to get out of your mind when you're directing a project, and even when you're creating something, is ego. It can't be about sort of, how am I going to end up looking, throughout this thing. It has to be about sort of, finding a way through and letting the project sort of dictate that. So it was a great experience for me. Since then, I just finished directing a feature film with a director, Heidi Phillipson, and I co-directed that too. So it's kind of becoming a thing where, since I'm willing to sort of kind of mix, kind of what my flavor with what they've got, and in this particular case, the three of us came together, and it was wonderful because sometimes, Jack would be like, John, you go ahead and take sort of the acting, and I'll work on the blocking, and Alex will work on the camera. And sometimes it was, John, get the hell out of here. I want to run this scene. And I'm like, great, man, you go ahead and do that. And sometimes I'd be like, I really want to, work with this actor and this character, and I've got a really good take. And there was really never any sort of a sense of conflict between the three of us because, we're all there to do the same job, which was create Beth's vision.
Well, it sounds like you had to let go of some control that you normally would have being a single director.
Yeah, well, look, control is kind of what Point Society is all about. So when you're talking about control, it is it's an illusion. You really never have control. I was on the last film I was that I just finished yesterday. 2 days ago, the guy on this lawnmower would not stop, and I begged him, and then he threatened me with a gun, and then the sun was going down, and there was no control at all of the situation, and you just have to learn to embrace the chaos.
Just go with it.
You have to, because if you do that, if you can eat the chaos of a situation, then amazing things can happen. And Point Society is a great example of a group of people who just went with whatever was thrown at us to create something truly original.
Sounds like a really incredible collaboration amongst everyone involved. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going on here.
Absolutely, and if you'd like to take this guy home with you, I think that can be arranged.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And if anybody wants to check you out, do you have a website or something?
You can just Facebook John Russell Kring, and or check out the movie we just finished, This Is Nowhere. And I am also available for parties and bar mitzvahs.
Wonderful. I'll call you then. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're here at Point Society's launch party with actress Lilith Astaroth. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
That was a mouthful. I was really nervous about that, but hey, I did it right. So where are you based out of?
I currently live in Boston. I'm sort of New England based. I travel all around New England.
Great. And you had a part in Point Society, is that right?
Correct. I played the part of Crow.
And can you tell me a little bit about Crow?
Yep. Crow's a little bit of a darker character, so I kind of came dressed in character today. She's sort of on the more... In Point Society, they're the kind of puppets and the puppeteers. So at the moment, she's kind of one of the puppets, but later on, she kind of comes into her own. But at the beginning, she has sort of a smaller role, so my character is just being introduced in the first part of the series right now. But she's a little bit on the darker side, a little bit on the kinky side.
So it sounds like a character that the people watching won't forget then.
Definitely.
So is this what your character looks like in the film?
Pretty much. I went a little more extravagant tonight just because, I like to go big. But yeah, she's generally got a dark look, and she wears corsets and things like that. There's actually a scene in the beginning where she's being tied into a corset. It's kind of a cool scene.
Wow. So what was it like working with the director and the other actors?
Everyone was really great. It was such a fun experience. We all got along really well, and we kind of all formed this really nice bond. It was a lot of weekends, a lot of several days in a row up in New Hampshire, and it was a pleasure to work with such a talented group of people, and I really enjoyed Beth's script. It's really something special, and when I saw it, I knew that I wanted to be a part of this, and I was really excited about it. Now that I'm starting to see the final product in all of the promo materials, it looks great. It's going to just bedazzle everybody.
I can't wait to see that's for sure. So what else do you do, Lilith? You're an actress. Is there anything else that you do?
Yes, I also sing in a band. I'm in a heavy metal band called Sorrow Seed, and we've been around since about 2009. We have a couple albums out, and we tour around New England, mostly in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, a little bit in New Hampshire when we can. And we have toured a little bit around the Northeast region. The furthest we've been is Delaware, of all places, but it was fun. So I've been doing music since I was a kid, and that's kind of my first primary love, but I also do other things in the entertainment industry. I work for nightclubs around Boston and also around the Providence area, do some go-go dancing, do some event hosting.
Sounds like you're pretty busy.
Yeah.
So are you the only female in the band, or is it all female?
For right now, I'm the only girl in the band. It's not really something I intended either way, just kind of worked that way. There's not a lot of women in metal right now, so I just wanted to find a really good group of musicians to work with, and I was lucky enough they found me. I wasn't even really kind of pursuing that at the moment. I was working more on my modeling and acting career at the time, and they approached me. So I feel that the best things happen when you're not looking for them.
Definitely. It sounds like you have a lot of great opportunities happening for you. So if our audience wants to find more information on you, do you have a website or a Facebook page you want to share?
I do. You can go to lilithasteroth.com, and you can find me on Facebook just by looking for Lilith Asteroth, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff because, social media.
Well, it sounds like we might have to have Lilith on our show as a guest, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We have two VIP guests with us tonight. This is Tyler and Rashad, and they both were on the show Face Off competing, and Rashad is actually the winner, and Tyler was the first runner-up. So these are pretty great guests to be here. Welcome to this event, and we're so happy that you're here. So tell me, why are you here? What's your association?
Well, we were invited by the creator, Beth, and we're just really excited to be here. This is such a fun event. I'm seeing some familiar faces, both from TV and a bunch of other films, and this is exciting.
So what do you know about Point Society? That's okay, because it's a mystery to me too. Yeah, it's something. It's kind of hard to figure out, but it's okay if you don't have an answer. Do you know anything about it?
I know a little bit. I know it's a thriller, and it looks exciting, and it's again, like you said, it's a mystery because I don't even know when it's going to air, what's going to happen with it. But watching the trailers and the previews, it looks really intense.
It does look really intense, and from my understanding, it's a web series, and it's interactive as well. So I'm really curious about what it's going to be. So tell me, what was the experience on Face Off like for you guys?
It was amazing. Just being around some of the other amazing artists and hearing their story and how they got started, and then actually doing the work where you're actually doing what you love for a living was just amazing.
And how about for you?
Oh my gosh, the experience was not only just eye-opening, but I also grew as an artist. I got more confidence in myself. The show really pulled out the best of you. Absolutely.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure there was a lot of challenges, and I can only imagine the growth for you guys. So what kind of opportunities did that open up for you after the show?
Just notoriety, people knowing who you are, people wanting to work with you, get things from you, pieces of art, pictures, autographs, just the works. And, doing what we do as an artist, we're always growing, like Tyler said, just growing every day, and having the fans and the people come up to us just makes us want to be better as artists.
Definitely. I can totally appreciate that and respect that as well. So, Tyler, I hear that you are also not only a special effects makeup artist, but you are a product developer as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I'm an inventor. I've invented a lot of different things in the past. I've patented quite a load of products, and I'm looking forward into launching my first product called Wonderband Systems, which I wore on the show. It's a product that holds all of your brushes right here with you. So something interesting, very different. I'm just really excited that I'm able to use my talents, whether it's creating a monster or product for humanity. I'm still staying creative. So
That's really great. And Rashad, I hear you're a lover of film yourself, and you have a project that you're working on now. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, well, I'm a monster lover, as you said, as we all are, growing up on monsters, and just me wanting to break into the monster film world. I'm actually currently working on my own film entitled The Enuati, which is loosely based on Native American folklore. And it's a sci-fi horror genre. We have our Facebook page up. If you search facebook.com/the Enuati, and we also have our Kickstarter that's up and running right now. So hopefully by the end of this month, we get funded and we can get started.
Great. So are you a writer on this project, or?
Yes, I am the creator of the creature itself, and also I've been writing the script right now. Is going through some revisions, and it's going to be a great film. I can't wait.
Great. And Tyler, where can fans that are watching find your information at?
hey, you can find me at my Twitter at WonderBandMan, and you can also check out my website at creativegeniusproducts.com.
Great. And do you have a website as well that you want to announce?
Yes, you can find my work at empireeffects.weebly.com, or you can look at my Facebook at facebook.com/Rashad Santiago.
Thanks so much for joining us on Indie Rising. We're so happy you guys are here, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Great. All right, we're with Charlie Vagamon at the launch party for Point Society. Charlie is an actor in this film. Can you tell me a little bit about your role in this film?
Yeah, I'm the artist. Everyone's sort of, I'm neither with the Point Society or with the New World Order. I'm a guy in between. And everyone comes to me. I'm a tattoo artist, and so I do the church. When anyone wants to be joined into one of the families, they have to come to me. I tattoo them. I add in my special mojo, and shabam, then you're in with me.
Okay, so I can't help but ask you, is this your character? Are you dressed in character, or is this just you?
This is me. This is me. But my character, they've actually built the character very much around how I naturally am.
That is so cool to hear. So, so have you done other acting? Is this your first gig, or are you?
This was my first one. This is what got me started in it. About a year ago, I started doing the modeling and acting. I do fire breathing as well. Yeah.
Of course you do. Of course he does fire breathing.
So Point Society was where I broke my teeth. And I've done 4 films, 2 TV shows, and just got back from LA working on a reality TV show over there.
Okay, so I'm picking up a little bit of an accent. Where are you from?
All right.
I know you're trying to hide it, but I can hear it.
A little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of everywhere. I was born in Kansas, but then traveled the rest of my life. I lived in Australia for 10 years. Grew up mostly in Florida. I pick up little bits from everywhere I go.
Yeah, well, you seem like you can play some really interesting roles. I mean, I think that your look is going to really work for you. Did you know Beth before, or is this the first time you've worked with her?
Nope. She was having a hard time finding someone to take the role as the artist. She couldn't find anybody that quite fit it. And she was digging around on Model Mayhem and saw me, and she says her words exactly, "You crawled right out of my head. You have to be this. I don't care if you've never acted in your life. You need to be the artist." And so it was.
That is so amazing. So what would you say was maybe a challenge that you had in this character development? Any challenges for you?
Well, I mean, again, once everyone met me, Jack and Alex as well, they're like, "No, we just love who you are naturally, so we're just going to bend everything around that." But it was, it was tough getting into character, which was me. But everyone telling me to slow your talking. Every set I've been on, if you feel like you're talking too slow, that's just right. I have a hard time with that.
You know what? We all have, I'm an actress as well, and, we all have our problems, our challenges, but, I think that, especially on a set like this, it sounds like everyone's had a great experience. It's something we can grow from, so.
It's the best. It's out of all the sets I've been on, this has been the best. We've actually formed a family. We're a true family, and every time we get back together, it's a reunion of our family. It's an amazing thing. Point Society is awesome.
I cannot wait to see Point Society, and I'm sure our audience can't wait either. So where can we find more information on you? Do you have a website or anything?
Yep. Just look up charlievagabond.com, and that'll take you to my website with all my portfolios for fire breathing, acting, modeling, leatherwork, the whole 9 yards.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cheers. Thank you, love. Pleasure, hon.
Thanks for joining us at the launch party for Point Society. We're so excited that you could see all these guests and artists and VIP people. It's just been a wonderful night. If you want to find out more about our show or send us your press kits as well, go to indierising@sweatyturtle.com, and we'd love to have you here.
Cool.
Please tune in again to Indie Rising. If you want to find out more about us, go to Sweaty Turtle at...
All in a day's work.
Yeah. We're here at Dead... Oh. What? I'm going to kill someone. Did you hear that? I said dead. I did. I Googled it, and Dead Poets Society came up.
Oh, really?
The dead stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Dead stuck in my head. Hey, I'm a poet. I didn't know it. All right, let's go. She giving me good light with her dress, the light reflecting off. Yeah. Making me look pretty.